Today, we are going to be installing OpenClaw, the best agentic platform on the market. Now, yes, OpenClaw will take over your computer and do things for you, which may seem scary to some people, but I actually went out and picked up a Mac Mini just to install OpenClaw on it. So without further ado, we are going to jump into the Mac Mini and set it up. So here we are. I open a new terminal instance. So if you want to open terminal, just come to your spotlight and type in terminal and just hit enter, but I'm already here. So the first prompt that you're going to want to install is Homebrew. Now, what Homebrew is it will actually go to the web and download things for you. So just paste in this and hit enter, and then now insert your computer's password. So let me do that, and here we go. It will start to install, but I already have Homebrew, so I'm not going to be installing that. So what you're going to want to do next is then copy this and paste this in. Now this will also go and finish up your installment of Homebrew. This here is specifically for Mac Silicon. So if you have an M chip or any kind of Mac with an M chip, this is the one that you will want to use. And don't worry, don't freak out. These prompts will all be in the description for you guys later on. So there we go. I just set up my environment. Now we can clear this. So now we get into the fun part, actually installing OpenClaw. So what you're going to want to do is paste in this prompt right here, brew install OpenClaw CLI, and just hit enter. And once you do that, you should start seeing it download from the open source from GitHub. So now the reason it didn't install on my computer is because it is already installed. So I'm just going to clear this. And then now what we want to do, now that we have all the OpenClaw tools installed, let's paste this in, OpenClaw onboard /daemon, and just hit enter. And boom, now we have OpenClaw installed on our computer. Now all we have to do is just hit yes, I'd like to continue. I like to do the quick start, not necessarily the manual. So I've already got this installed, but what you're going to want to do is set up your config. Here's actually a very interesting thing. So you could choose from different models. And yes, you could choose Anthropic, you could choose OpenAI, you could choose Moonshot, which is pretty good. That's Kimmy K2. But what I'm actually going to do is set it up through OpenAI because I do pay for ChatGPT Pro. So if you do have the $200 a month plan with OpenAI, you actually will get to use this for free, which is absolutely insane. So I'm just going to hit enter, and then make sure though, this is the key part if you are paying for it, make sure that you hit OpenAI Codex ChatGPT OAuth, okay? Because when you do the OpenAI key, then you will be pasting in your OpenAI API key, and then you'll be charged through the API service. But if you have Codex already installed and ChatGPT OAuth ready, just hit that. And so now what it has done is opened up a screen for me to log into my ChatGPT. So let me do that, and then we'll hop back into terminal. And there we go. Authentication successful. Now we go back to our terminal, and then you'll see that you're all set to go and continue on. Now what you can do is get more granular with which actual one that you want to use, which model you want to use, if you want to use 5.4, 5.1, Codex Max, Codex Mini. But for the sake of the video, we are going to go with the 5.4 because that is a great option. So next what you can do is configure how you want to set this up. My recommendation is Telegram. It's the easiest. WhatsApp, you'd have to buy a new number and connect it through a WhatsApp account. But Discord bot is also something as well that's interesting. But for the sake of the video, let's do Telegram. So I'm going to leave it as is because I am already configured with Telegram, but it is very straightforward. You just paste in your Telegram token and you're all set to go. Okay, so then next what we have here is a search provider. So we have Brave Search, Gemini, Grok, Kimi, Perplexity, and so on. But what I would like to do is use Gemini because who better than Google, right? So we're going to use Google. And then next, what we're going to want to do is configure our skills. So just hit yes. And now if you go through all of this, you have tons of different skills. So next, when you want to configure your skills, you could choose which skills you want to add and which ones that you don't. There are tons of different skills that you can add once it's already set up. So for now, I am just going to skip. Okay, so next we have hooks. So these are different hooks that will be ran whenever something is done on your computer. You can either choose to select all of these or none of these, but what I like to do is session memory and command loggers. So this way you can kind of keep track on what your OpenClaw is doing. And once you do that, just hit enter. And then now they're already installed for me, but you can reinstall them, which is what I will do here. And now it is reinstalling all of those for me. So now this is something very interesting. So if you see here, hatch in TUI. So what TUI is, terminal UI. So if you want to prompt this similarly to how you would prompt Claude Code, then you can just hit enter right here and go from there. But I personally like the web UI. It's very nice, it's very user friendly, and it's just way better. Now your OpenClaw should be all configured and ready to go. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more AI tips.